My husband said I was too sensitive, that I turned nothing into drama just because he grabbed my arm. His family believed him. They repeated his version like it was fact. I listened to all of it. Then I played the recording from the night before. The yelling, the threats, his own voice filling the room. His mother's face went pale. No one spoke. I had always heard that quiet women are weak. I never argued with that idea. I just waited for the right moment to prove it wrong. We lived in an ordinary Ohio suburb, the kind with a 2-car garage, a neat front lawn, and the constant buzz of lawnmowers every Saturday morning from the outside. Our life looked perfect on Facebook. Our photos were lined up just right, smiling next to a Costco cart, posing with a Thanksgiving turkey, holding casseroles at church potlucks. People commented things like, "So blessed, I knew better, blessings come in disguises." And sometimes they wear masks. He liked to tell me I was too sensitive, you overthink, he'd say, laughing like it was harmless when he grabbed my arm. His grip lingered too long, pressed too hard. If I pulled away, he'd smirk and say, "See? Drama." His family always backed him up. His mother would shrug and say, "Men don't mean anything by it." I stayed quiet. Somewhere along the way, I realized silence could be a kind of record book, keeping track of everything. Nights in the kitchen stretched on forever, the clink of dishes, the microwave beeping, the space between us at the table growing wider. He came home late most nights, setting his phone face down like a rule he didn't want questioned. I never asked. He skipped PTA meetings, but I never did. Other parents would ask, "Working late again?" I smiled and said, "Yes." Smiling can become second nature if you practice it enough. Neighborhood gossip sounds harmless, but it still burns. One afternoon, Lisa from across the street said, "You're lucky he's such a provider." I said, "Luck is complicated." She laughed, missing the point. One night after a Costco run, I slipped a receipt into my bag. He slammed his hand on the steering wheel and snapped, "Why did you buy this brand?" His voice cut sharp, the words cut deeper. I stayed silent. When we got home, he grabbed my arm again. "Harder this time," I said. "Please don't," he said. "Stop making a scene." The kitchen light was harsh and white. My heart felt the same. That night, I made a decision, not out of anger, but out of clarity. I set my phone down, opened a simple app, and hit record. No drama. I recorded the next day. And the day after that, his yelling, his threats, his voice saying things he later swore he never said. I marked the dates. I kept count. At a church potluck, his mother complimented my casserole. "You're such a good wife," she said. I replied, "I try." I had learned how to let the truth sound polite. One Sunday, we gathered for a family dinner. Heavy curtains, a polished dining table, everyone in their usual seats. He led the conversation like always. "She's just really sensitive," he said, smiling. His brother chimed in, "Yeah, she takes everything personally." I listened. I didn't touch my food. I placed my phone on the table. "Can I play something?" I asked. My voice didn't shake. No one stopped me. I pressed play. The room changed. His shouting filled the air. The threats echoed off the walls. His words hung there, impossible to ignore. His voice was undeniable. His mother's color drained away. Someone lifted a glass of water, then set it down and touched. No one spoke. I stopped the recording. The silence finished what the audio started. He opened his mouth, then shut it again. He had nothing left to say. His mother looked at me, really looked at me for the first time. "Is this true?" she asked. I said, "That's exactly what you just heard." I left the house that night. There was no fight, no shouting. I moved into a small apartment near a grocery store. The first night was quiet, but it didn't scare me. The next week, I met with a lawyer. I filed for a restraining order. I adjusted my work schedule. At the PTA meeting, I spoke honestly. Without dressing anything up, the photos disappeared. From Facebook, the neighbors whispered. I didn't explain. My Costco cart was lighter, but my heart finally felt free. I learned that weight isn't always visible. A few months later, I ran into his mother outside the church. She said, "I'm sorry." I nodded. An apology opens a door, but you don't have to step through it. Now, in the evenings, I stand alone in my kitchen. The dishes sound the same, but the table no longer feels empty. The silence belongs to me now. I still don't talk much, but I notice everything. The accounting is finished. One chapter has closed, and something new has begun.